So I just wanna have a conversation and remind him, like, I was not counting on you for Wednesday nights.
Right?
Yeah,
I'll tell him that.
are you on video now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you can almost see it now that like there's two of them. It's very faint.
Oh, there's a double. It's a double rainbow. Do you have a bucket? Yeah. The fuel bucket?
Like gone from the driveway?
And the Gambia. In Nigeria, they call them Angere. In Ghana, they refer to them. In Senegal and the Gambia, they say Chakaba. Islands in the Caribbean, what do we say? So, these tall entities on stilts represented the powers of God. They were symbolically the spiritual guardian of a village. They would protect the villages from any evil spirits. They also acted as a medium in which they were able to bring messages from the ancestors of the past to those who are living. Additionally, they played a sociological role in which they assisted in the rites of passage when a youngster becomes an adult. So they had very, very important roles in African society. So on these special occasions, they would don their African regalia, come out and perform for the people. Of course, their music was drum music, their authentic African drum music. And it played three important roles in their society. Drum music was a means of worship. It was also a means of communication and a means of entertainment. So these drummers played a very, very important role in the process. So moving along the timeline, when Africans were enslaved and brought to this part of the world, with them came their culture. However, in order for it to survive, they had to make some changes. The changes involved the plantation owners did not allow the Africans to practice their indigenous religions. So this spiritual art form had to take a different outlook. And it changed from being spiritual to being more secular and festive. And it was acceptable in that context. And that is why today, throughout all of the Caribbean, the Mokojumbis are noted for being a part of carnival, parades, festivals, and the like. But in spite of that, we still do the best we can to remind people about its African origins. And there are little subtle things that we do. For example, when you see our Mokojumbis, they're again, if you are representing a higher power, you need not show the human element. If you look at some of the costuming, oftentimes you all have these mirrors embedded in the costumes, what we call looking glass. And the folklore behind that is, an evil spirit does not want to see a reflection of themselves, so they stay away from the mirrors. So those are little things we do to maintain the Africanisms of the art form. So these Mokojumbis were spread throughout the whole archipelago of the Caribbean. And it began to die out because many of the elders did not teach the young folks. We in the Virgin Islands have kept it alive and well. And I must say, in the last 15 years or so, there's been a resurgence throughout the Caribbean. So if you go to places like Trinidad, like Barbados, like Antigua, like St. Kitts, like the British Virgin Islands, you will see them up and alive and well and thriving. We had some Mokojumbis that I did research on, and I won't get into those details. There was a gentleman by the name of Fritz Isaiah Seeley, they call him Marshall. There was a gentleman by the name of Magnus, John Farrell. These guys, we stand on their shoulders. They paved the road for us, and we pay tribute to them for what they've done. And then moving forward to the modern time, there are people like Ali Paul, who has kept it alive and made some significant changes in this. So you had Ali Paul, who taught Hugo Molina, who taught John McClevity Jr., who taught Willard John, who taught Los James II, and on and on and on. And that's how we keep it alive. I have a group called the Guardians of Culture Mokojumbis. We train people from the time they're 10 years old. As they get older and better, they join the professional group. I've had this group from 1993. And over those few years, we've taught over 400 people. And that's our contribution to keeping it alive. I'm also teaching teachers, which also assures that it stays alive. So much for the history. Let's get on with the program. I want to start off by introducing Mr. Israel Peterson. This is a Mokojumbi dressed in black. Him and I have been dancing together. We grew up in St. Thomas. I started in 1975, and he was right there with me. He was a bit younger, but he was right there, and he's still there. I'm going to ask Mr. Israel Peterson to give us a few remarks.